What is up, everyone? Welcome to Edmonton Sports Talk. We're Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm YouTube Trev. This is Jeremy Haluschak, and we are the Hockey Edmonton Show. This is pretty sweet. I've been here for a year now, obviously. EST, as of tomorrow, will be officially 1 year, which is huge props to everyone who made that possible, including Jeremy, which we'll get on in a second here. But yeah, this is awesome. We're going to have a lot of fun with the show, and we can't wait to, provide some knowledge with, Hockey Edmonton. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. I was just chatting up with Jeremy, getting to know him, and he's an absolute beauty. I think we're going to have fun with this man. So thanks for being on board, Jeremy. Just right out of the gate, tell the nasties who you are, what you're about, and how long have you been listening to Edmonton Sports Talk and the boys? And just fill us in on you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very excited here to be here. My name is Jeremy Haluschak. I'm the executive director of Hockey Edmonton. So basically what that means is, I'm one of the head people there for the organization. And yeah, we're really excited here to come on air and join the Edmonton Sport Talk family. As Trevor said, long time back from the 1260 days, the Nielsen and Fraser days. I used to work at Hockey Alberta, and one of the interesting facts about me is I'm an Edmontonian, love Edmonton so much that I'd actually drive to Red Deer every day and back to work. So for most of that, listen to the Nielsen show, Fraser, Lieutenant Eric. And yeah, I think that at the end of the day, it was a great opportunity for us with this transition to get ourselves out here. And we're really excited to be part of the Edmonton Sport Talk family. And just excited to get the show on the road here.
Yeah, no, that's great, man. Awesome. Well, welcome aboard. We're happy to have you. This is my first show. Like this is crazy. And I'm sure the nasties have known this, but I've been listening to, Dusty, Tom Gazzola. I've followed their careers very closely. And it's pretty cool how it's come for full circle now, and I get to co-host the show with Jeremy, my first ever show. So that's pretty sick, man. I'm not gonna lie, like this is huge for me, and I'm really happy. We're gonna have a pretty killer show. So this is gonna be awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're new to the channel, as always, leave a like, subscribe. We really appreciate the support. For today's show, we're gonna it's the introduction to Hockey Edmonton. We're gonna tell you who Hockey Edmonton is, the options to play hockey within Hockey Edmonton, and how to participate, and and all the fun stuff that goes along with that. So Jeremy, right out of the gate, just tell us who are we, who are our organizations, what is your role, and everything.
Yeah, for sure. So we are Hockey Edmonton. We're the 18 organizations that deliver hockey within Edmonton. We deliver programming for players from age 14 to 17, actually up to 21 in some cases. We cover the gamut from elite hockey to community to our recreational stream. Our members deliver programming to 8,000 players, thousands of coaches and volunteers help make this happen. And we're part of the Hockey Alberta and Hockey Canada system. So one of the big things is our coaches are some of the best, are trained in some of the best programming available. They are part of the National Coaching Certification Program. So what does that mean? National standards. And it's not just in hockey. For those who don't know, the National Coaching Association of Canada has standards for coaching across every sport. Hockey is obviously one of those sports. So again, that's that standard that you can expect with our coaches. And every coach, head coach of a team in hockey, Edmonton, Hockey Alberta, Hockey Canada, has some sort of training that's applicable to the age or to the level and age group that they're coaching. Yeah,
I mean, that's huge. If we can just talk on that for a little bit, but you hear some of the best players in the world, right? Going back, coaching means so much to players, and you got to start somewhere too, right? So you're starting young, and it's usually the first coaches, the first few coaches you have they set such a standard going forward for the future. If you are obviously skilled in hockey, it sticks with you for your life, and you hear players all the time thanking coaches from their minor hockey days, right? It goes such a long way. I know for me, I was never the most skilled hockey player. I was actually quite terrible, but a lot of the coaches, they can make it and they can break it, right? For some parts, but that's huge. So that's pretty cool that there's a standard. Like like these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And I think one of the things that we talk about, and we're going to get into this in a few weeks here with National Coaching Week. We want to bring on some coaches in that and to talk about their experiences. But as we get into a little bit further here in a few weeks as well, we were going to have Hockey Alberta on to talk about the coach development program. But I think when we talk about coaching, again, we look at that standard and that standard expectation, and this is what is expected of you. And we also talk about, we do have your coach clinics, but also our Respect in Sport program. Again, that is a standard that came out of Speak Out. So for those of you that are my age, that have been in the program way for, I coached almost 20 years ago now. I started coaching, and it was the Speak Out program, transition to Respect in Sport. That is the standard expected behavior that we expect of our coaches. So when all of our bench staff, so coaches, trainers, go through that program, they're expected to go through that program. They have to be part of the team and to be part of a sanctioned team. We have that standard of expectation for behavior. So that's another of the benefits of our program, and what we really like about our programming here is that we have those standard expectations.
For sure.
Especially now in the world that we live in, where there's more scrutiny on interactions, be it coaches, be it your teachers, whatever. There's just that extra level of scrutiny now. And again, like I said, I think it's very good standards that we do hold our people accountable to. Yeah,
no, that's huge. I'm fascinated to know, like you mentioned, we'll definitely touch on this for sure on a later date, but like how much it is for, the coach to be like, okay, like this is the drill, let's get to it. We want to win, but how much, coaches, like at the end of the day, like you got to make hockey fun, right? And like, I feel like that's something that you guys are obviously striving to do, and you are doing, right? Like that's so important because it starts with the fun. So that's huge, Jeremy. Right on. That's awesome.
Yeah, for sure. And then a couple of other things. I think one of the other highlights of our program is, our programs are built off of the principles of long-term athlete development. We don't want necessarily, and this might sound counterintuitive, we don't want to develop hockey players. We want to develop athletes. We want to develop healthy people long term. So when we talk about Hockey Alberta, their mission or their vision is hockey for life. We want to make sure people are participating in the game from whatever age they start.
Yeah.
Whether that is at your traditional 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, 6-year-olds, or if you're picking it up at 16, 17. We talk about the stories of Kelly Rudy starting hockey at 13 or 12. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or an adult. We're partnering up with a company for some promotional work, and she started playing hockey, organized hockey, as an adult. So again, we talk about hockey for life, and like I said, our programs are developed for that under the principles of long-term athlete development. So again, we want to make sure that people are not getting burned out. They are enjoying the game. They're not getting injured from playing just one sport over and over again. Again, like I said, we want to develop athletes here, and I think one of the things that when we talk about those that want to get to the elite level, sometimes they lose focus in that those at the highest levels are drafting athletes, and you continuously hear it. And again, we don't want to focus all of it on elite athletes, but it is something that can filter down. You hear from the NFL drafts, the NHL drafts. What are we looking for? We're looking for athletes first.
Yeah.
And the most successful athletes have those multi-sport backgrounds. In football, it's tight ends, basketball and football. You look at some of I'll date myself again now that we're into fantasy football season, but back in the day, Santana Moss.
Okay.
How did he get his scholarship when the University of Florida, or sorry, Miami University there, when they were put on the probation and that,
right.
He got his scholarship from athletics.
Yeah.
Because he was a fast runner. Translated to the NFL. Hockey, we have the stories of John Tavares, Wayne Gretzky, hockey lacrosse players.
Yeah.
That's what we want to have here in our programmings. And again, one of the things I think that we don't do enough of here within our programmings in the Hockey Canada model is really promote that, you know what, it's still the gold standard. Countries all over the world emulate the Hockey Canada development model. All programming, whatever options you want, emulate that. 2-to-1 practice ratios,
Yeah.
small area games. Those are the gold standards. That's what our programs are built off of. And like I said, for sometimes you hear it about the negatives of, well, Hockey Canada is being surpassed. Well, it's being surpassed. No, not really. It's just other countries are taking what Hockey Canada has used and
They're using
implementing
it. Yeah.
it. I know back in my day at Hockey Alberta, I had a lot of pleasure working with some great staff, and they would talk about how on the development side, they would talk with, or they routinely worked with USA Hockey on development and such. So again, like I said, Hockey Canada is still the gold standard in player development and programming development. And I think it's because of the focus on long-term athlete development, the focus on coaching, and a standard for our coaches.
Yeah, no, that's huge, man. I love that you shed some light on, the multi-sport athletes, because it's so true. I think my first appearance on the EST Hangout here, it was myself with Matawanek and Will Fraser, who is extremely knowledgeable. Like it's insane what he knows, and Jeff Cruchel, and they were just talking about the success for certain athletes and just how much more success they have when it's not just like specific on that one sport. It's good to spread your wings and try other sports. And you look at it in hockey as well, like warm-ups, right? The fellas are always kicking the soccer ball. You learn tendencies, you learn lessons and skills from other sports. So I think that's huge, along with like life lessons. And, so that's great, man. I love that. I love this. We're off to a good start, I'd say. You're absolutely bringing it, Jeremy. This is
Thank
great.
you very much.
Awesome, man. So what is our goal? Like, what do we want to accomplish with this show going forward, would you say?
Yeah, I think what we want to do is really, get people excited about hockey. We want to encourage people to play the game. And again, as we go through our programming, we're going to talk about the different options and such. We also want to, just spread the word of what those initiatives are, those good initiatives, and tell those stories as well. As we talk about, what the benefit of hockey and sports does. We talk about it a lot. It builds good people. And, we're going to talk about that a little bit more in December. We're going to have our minor hockey associations here and talk about the initiatives they do throughout the year.
Sweet.
We're going to also have some of our other partners in the game here as well, Kids Sport and Sports Central, to talk about why it's important to support those organizations to help them get people into the game and hockey as well. So again, I think those are some of the things that we want to do. And we want to really shed the light on our organizations as a whole. Again, like I said, we're 18 organizations. We have 16 standalone organizations. And what that means in this context is they're either developing or running programmings at the elite level or at the community level. So again, 3 clubs and 13 community organizations. And then we have 2 organizations I want to call our full offerings. So those are that have both the club program as well as the community program. So, in the northwest part of the city, our club is the Canadians Athletic Club. They within that area as well, our community programmings, Northwest Zone Hockey, White Mud West, and the Hawks Athletic Club. In the Southwest, we have the Southside Athletic Club at the club level, Southwest Zone, SWAT, and Confederation at the community level. So those are very familiar for a lot of people that are in the hockey, in the hockey realm here in Edmonton. In the southeast portion, we have the Southeast Zone, as well as Sierra and Mill Woods. Again, very, very established programs. And in the Northeast Zone, we have the Maple Leaf Athletic Club, who's the club program. Again, one of the longest running club in our city. I think we're going on 90 years almost of programming with them.
Nice.
The Northeast Zone, Braves, Eagles, and North Stars are all the community programs there. And then, like I said, our 2 full offerings, the Knights of Columbus, they offer both club and community programming, and brand new, well, not brand new this year. They started last year with some programming, but now is their first full year as an organization, is the Female Hockey Alliance, which offers female hockey at the club level as well as the community level. So this is brand new initiative
Awesome.
to bring in. Again, the goal is to unite all the females under one organization. It's similar to what Girls Hockey Calgary does, but really, yeah, that program to bring together all the female development under one umbrella, create that mass, and really grow the game there. So those are organizations, and then as well internally here, from our office standpoint, we run our junior oiler program. So that is the pinnacle of hockey in Edmonton. It is the U18 AAA programs for both the co-ed and the female programs. So two teams, two co-ed teams, one female team. And like I said, that is the crown jewel of the development pyramid for the elite stream here.
Great, man. No, that's awesome. I love this. We're looking to do a lot on this show, and we're happy to have you on board. If you're tuning in, this is awesome. Thanks for clicking on this video, guys. We really appreciate the support. This is the Hockey Edmonton Show. I am YouTube Trev, and joined beside me is Jeremy Haluschak, my co-host. We're both co-hosting this thing, I believe. So this is awesome. We're having a lot of fun with this, and we cannot wait for what's in store down the road. I love the passion, man. Like you're like clearly committed, and it's all hockey, hey? Like from a very young age for you.
Oh yeah, my story is one that I went through the community programs, but for me, and I've said this before, hockey was almost a daycare for me.
Yeah.
You could always find me at an outdoor rink. I remember in elementary school, I went through a Ukrainian bilingual program. So, parents all know about the dedication they have for programming and volunteerism. So, a lot of the parents, the moms would have volunteer roles in the school in terms of fundraising and just developing after school programming and such, and that left a whole bunch of us kids kind of restless. And one of the great things was I went to Delwood Elementary School, and right across the parking lot was the rink.
That's perfect.
And guess what, from 4:30 till 8:30, 9:30, that's where we were nightly when we weren't playing hockey. And then you go back, my community rink, Lauderdale and Roslyn, especially a lot of people are familiar with Roslyn because a lot of, hockey tournaments went there. There was an outdoor tournament there for many and many years, but it was a very well-run rink and still is. I talked about our Female Hockey Alliance. They had an outdoor game there last year. So again,
nice.
That's where I grew up, and even in Rundle Park, you'd go when those rinks were closed. Well, it's Rundle Park because it was wide open, and you could just go on the ponds and play. So again, for me, that's the start of my story, and yeah, I didn't even start playing goaltending until later on. I strapped on the pads
nice.
at Delwood Rink, and that's how I fell in love with goaltending outside of watching Grant Fuhr and Curtis Joseph.
Sweet, man.
Those them in their the flashy ways, and the equipment just looked awesome. And then like I said, it just continued on. I ended up working at a year-round goalie school that really shaped me for where I am today, and worked with a lot of great goaltenders. I think in my time, I look back, I look, as you get older and you start, reorganizing houses and all of that, and you bring up some of those old pictures, and, we had a lot of really good times there. And yeah, a lot of great goaltenders came through the system, and and a lot of them I still know and talk to once in a while, and they're great people at the end of the day. And now some of them are coming back and giving back to the game as well.
Sweet.
And that just started me in coaching, and that's where the passion was. I had some great times coaching in the Northeast Zone. I said this before. I got to coach some of the greatest kids ever, and those friendships stayed on with the parents as well as the kids. And yeah, like I said, it just then transition naturally in terms of, I didn't go through the sports side in school. I was a business person. So yeah, I ended up, doing Bachelor of Commerce and professional designation. And then there was an opportunity at Hockey Alberta. And, when I got there, what really attracted me to the position was, there was the business side, but also there was a chance to really impact the game and dealing with, ensuring players had a safe and fun experience in the game. So I worked a lot with our members, for many a years to develop, ensure that they're working and creating that safe environment for our players and that. And then, last year, this opportunity came about, and it was successful. And now kind of get to really see hockey at the top level, or at the high level, across all aspects. So that includes
100%, man.
from our inside of our office, we talk about, we administer the game, so we deal with the rules and regulations. Unfortunately, discipline that happens, registration, we help people navigate the registration process. We develop our participants and our coaches. We have our coach internal. So not only do we have coach clinics that are run by Hockey Alberta, but we have one of the best in the business here working for us, in Joel, and you'll meet him in future episodes.
Sweet.
But he works with developing our coaches and some of our participant player programming as well. He has a network of really good people that help develop players. And for us, it's really my side is really selling the game, growing the game. We want to get more people in the game because this is a great game to play.
It's the best game, man. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I love the sport of hockey. I'm like, it's my favorite sport, man. And growing up, small town Alberta, I'll give, I grew up in Pincher Creek, but I also grew up in Tabor, and local boy, Brandon Davidson, he ended up playing for the Oilers here. So it was cool, but it all started in minor hockey back then, and it was so cool. The skating programs, everything that we had. We also had Devin Setaguchi, who was a Tabor product, which was pretty sweet. And so you just hear all these stories, and they find success in the big leagues, and you're just like, oh my gosh. But it all starts in minor hockey, which is just the coolest thing about this. So no, well put, man. And your love for goalies, which is pretty sweet. We have a pretty cool goalie that works here. So I don't know, have you met Joaquin Gage yet?
I have, actually.
Okay, right on.
It's funny. So while I was at Hockey Alberta a couple of years ago, our foundation is Hockey Alberta Foundation, very good partner in the game and getting money back into the game and such. Has got very good relationships with the Edmonton Oilers. I think, one of the benefits of the Oilers is there's a good partnership there, and they want to really give back to the game. So internally, we have a good partnership with them, but also, like I said, at the Hockey Alberta level. So what had happened was the Oilers have their bonspiel.
Okay, yeah.
And 2 years ago, the year Joaquin Gage won, I sent my one of my best friend's sisters, or two sisters. They have a curling team. It was kind of a last minute thing. We needed to find somebody to fill the Hockey Alberta Foundation curling spot. And Joaquin Gage was the celeb there. And they ended up winning the first one there. So
he still doesn't shut up about that win.
Yeah, exactly. So met him in the when we one of the prizes was the tickets to an Oiler game and going down to the alumni suite there. And I was brought on there as we'll call myself the general manager of that team.
Nice, man. Hey,
I knew how to find the talent, and we produced a winning product. So
there you go, man. That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's cool for me because in Edmonton, back home, the guys they heard all about this before. I brought it up quite a bit, but it's windy back home, and so there's no ODRs. There's none. Like we have Chinooks down south, and so The ODRs, they just melt. They're there for one day and then they'd freeze again, and then it's just the worst the worst ice you'd ever skate on in your entire life. So my first winter here, which was also, I've been in Edmonton for 2 years now, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I can't get over the amount of ODRs here, and it's always exciting to see. I love going on the ice. Like that's like my favorite thing about being in Edmonton is just taking advantage of all the ODRs. I absolutely love it. And then you see all the kids out there, just everyone having so much fun. Like it's like I don't know, it just feels right to me, like seeing all that. And so I love that you touched on that as well.
Well, and it's funny you say that because we talk about, the game and such, and you see the stories in the news is, hockey is declining, hockey is dying and all of that. And, is registration trends where we want it to be? Definitely not. We want to make sure we want to get people into the game and encourage people in the game, and we're going to work hard to do that.
For sure.
That's kind of one of the things that I want to, as my legacy, is that we've worked hard to do that. But, we were talking off air, and I talk about hockey building a community. You can go drive past any outdoor rink the Victoria Oval, Rundle Park, your community league, and you see people playing hockey. They have a stick and they have a puck and they're on skates and they're skating around with their friends. Um, that is quintessential what we want to see.
Yeah.
Ideally, yeah, we want to see people in registered hockey and that. But at the end of the day, again, hockey is still alive and well. And like you said, the outdoor rinks show that.
Yeah.
And you see different demographics, different age groups, different backgrounds. They're all playing the game. It's very simple. I know me and some friends, we go out to Rundle Park, every Sunday afternoon, and we will just organize a game. We will bring, there's a whole bunch. For those that haven't been to Rundle Park, they did a really good job there. The city has, in terms of building this massive sheet of ice. And yeah, we'll go there and you'll see people just shooting pucks around, and then just organize a game. And it doesn't matter your skill, your age level. Everybody is playing and everybody's having fun. So again, I think you hit the nail on the head about the good things about the game that sometimes don't get told and get forgotten.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And no, that's great. I love that. Hockey is growing, and the growth of hockey is awesome. As you just saw this week, the NHL's highest paid player in NHL history, starting in 2 years, I guess, Leon Draisaitl, German. So it's pretty cool, right? The growth of hockey is awesome. I absolutely love that, man. It's great. If you're tuning in right now, this is the Edmonton Hockey Edmonton Show. My apologies. I'm having a lot of fun with this, Jeremy. This is really cool. I can't wait for future episodes and just to touch on more of those stories, local stories. I'm sure you have lots. The people that we're going to bring in, it's going to be really cool, and I'm very much looking forward to what's in store. This is first show with me and Jeremy. This is great. I honestly, this is awesome. I'm so pumped right now. So. Anything else you'd like to touch on quickly, Jeremy? Or we pretty well? I think we pretty well got her all. Or
no, I think a couple of things we want to touch on is the options. Excuse me.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, the options to play in hockey in Edmonton, and I think we also want to touch on the bottom line. How do you participate?
Right. Okay.
Those are a couple ones that we want to still touch on for the introduction. And again, like I said, in this program, our goal is, we're going to go dive into a little bit more detail as we have these episodes and such. Today, I think is that little taste of, what we do and all of
for
that,
sure.
just to get a general idea. So yeah, within hockey, as I talked about, we have, the elite stream. When you think of the high performance, the AAA, the AA, that's what it is. So we're talking from ages under 13, so U13 to U18, so that's 11 and 12, all the way up to 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
And those are our AAA and AA levels. So each of our clubs will have one AAA team at each of those levels, and they'll likely have one or two AA teams underneath there. So for each of those levels. So again, except our U18 AAA program, the Junior Oilers, we just run AAA for that. But at under 17, I know a little bit sometimes confusing, but yeah, for the under 17 groups, all of our clubs have U17 AAA, and then there's AA programs that filter into there. Our community one, this is, I know we talk about a lot, and a lot of focus is on elite hockey, it seems. And that's not just hockey, that's all sports.
Yeah.
You can sit there and look at, soccer, volleyball, dance. It's always the elite we seem to focus on, and that seems to be where the focus is drawn. But all of those programs have a lot of non-elite, or what we in our organization, there are community programs. This is where 85 to 90% of our players participate in the game at the community levels. And so these are from under 7 to under 18. So again, we're talking starting at 4 and 5, all the way up to 17-year-olds. And again, we have multiple options under there, from the competitive side to a non-body checking side as you get into the older
right.
demographics. So again, there's plenty of options there. Then we also have our recreational program, and this is one that's run a lot by Hockey Edmonton. We do have some partners as well with it, and that's from U11 to U21. So again, 9 and 10-year-olds all the way up to under 21. And then we have programs to get people into the game. So one of the most popular ones, one of the most known ones, is the first shift program. So these are offered for kids as ages 6 to 11. Those kids are provided full equipment for a low price. Or sorry, not in this case. It is a free program. And yeah, they get full equipment, 6 1-hour sessions per week. These programs through Hockey Edmonton run fall, winter, and spring. And then we have our Learn to Play programming, again, a low cost program, ages 5 to 16, 6 weekly 1-hour sessions. Again, so, as long as you have kind of the basics of being able to glide on skates, then,
for sure,
we'll be able to get you comfortable in the game. So those are some of the options there. So again, we talk about at Hockey Edmonton, we have a place for everybody. So again, if you want to get into the game at any age, exactly, we can get you into the game. Our associations, their coaches will help you. If you're a first time skater, barely played the game, all the way to the elite, the best of the best. We're going to make you make sure that you feel comfortable in the program that you're in, and we're going to have make sure that you're having fun and learning those skills in hockey, but also just those people skills, those creating those good people at the end.
Absolutely.
Of the day.
Yeah, no, that's great. Like you talk about wanting everyone to join. Everyone's not going to be elite. Everyone's not going to want to play at the community level, right? So that's great. That's like the perfect way to bring as much people in. You have all these levels for everyone in their respective fields. So that's honestly awesome. We talked on who is Hockey Edmonton. We touched on the options to play hockey within Hockey Edmonton, but how can these people participate?
Yeah, so basically, obviously our elite programming, that's already underway. But again, our community programs, we're taking registrations well into the fall. So again, this is a great time to register. If you're not familiar with the programming, just head on to playhockeyedmonton.ca, the beautiful website there. We have some options there, or we have some tabs there to help you get going. We'll help you find your association. If you're familiar with your association, again, go to their website and they can get you going there. But again, come to playhockeyedmonton.ca. We can help you get into the game. And we do have some good partners that'll help you also in the game if there are some barriers. As I said earlier on, Kids Sport's one of our biggest supporters and friends, as well as Sports Central. So Kids Sport provides funding to help offset registration for those in need, as well as Sports Central. They offer equipment for those that need that helping hand there. And again, some of our associations also do have equipment available as well for loan and such. So again, they can provide you with the helmets, the gloves, the pants, the chest protector, shoulder protector, skates, shin pads, all of those fun things, goaltending wise, the goalie pads, blocker gloves, sticks, all of those fun things. And also a shout out to one of our other good partners here in United Cycle. They offer, starter kits, both a basic starter kit as well as a premier starter kit to help you get everything that you need at a very reasonable price. And again, I think they'll be able to help you out, get you outfitted there. So go on down to the hockey guys over at United Cycle. They'll help you out there, and they're a very good partner of us as well. And so I think what I want to highlight is if you want to play the game, we have a lot of supports in place to help you get into the game. So again, like I said, Hockey Edmonton, we have a place for you. We'll make sure that you get into the game and enjoy the game. So
right on, beautiful stuff, man. This is great. This is awesome. Yeah, like we touched on everything. I'm pretty happy with how the show went, man. This was a great first show, and looking forward to many more. If you're tuning in, as I said earlier, this is the Hockey Edmonton Show, and we're pretty pumped for what's in store. So leave a like, drop a comment down below, guys. We're really happy with this went smooth. I'm so happy, man. I can't wait. So thanks for tuning in, Jeremy Haluschak. It's pleasure co-hosting with you, man, and looking forward to doing this again. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I think overall, we talked about it, but I think, and we've touched on it a little bit here as we've gone through the program. Why hockey? That's what I want to really leave here is, we talk about how hockey builds a community. We were talking about off air about, the recent run of the Oilers and such, and we highlighted a little bit here in your local community about playing the game on your local rink, at those common areas of, Victoria Park, Rundle Park. Wherever you go, hockey builds community. There was, what were the estimates for Game 7? 80,000 people in downtown. Those are 80,000 different people, different backgrounds, different ages, different, demographics. Hockey brings them together, and that's not even just the Oilers. When the Olympic programs go on, you think of the female and male programs and the successes, the Crosby goal. Some of the triumphs there of the female games in 2018, where there was the comeback there, and even winning here on home ice again in Vancouver. There, the images of Shannon Sabados with the flag, but Tessa Bonhomme with the cigar and the beers that were taken after everybody, when they came back on the ice, thinking that everybody was gone. But you think of those images and how it brings and unites people. And again, we talk about finally hockey builds good people. The studies are out there for those that like the academic side of, leaders in business, in community. They all have a sport background. Hockey delivers in a way that is uniquely Edmonton. Again, we have long winters. What else is there to do on some of those winter nights but go out there and take advantage of skating on the ice with a stick and puck? So again, I think that's why we're here, why we want to really sell the game here, and again, why choose hockey.
Yeah, man. Wow, great stuff. Well
Perfect.
put. That's a perfect way to end this on the first show of the Hockey Edmonton Show. This was great, man. I'm really looking forward to co-hosting this bad boy with you. Really looking forward to what, we're all the stories that we're going to share, and the light that we're going to shed some light on a lot of really cool things in the community of hockey. And I'm happy to be a part of this, man. You absolutely crushed it. Any on-air experience for you?
No, not really.
This is it, eh?
I literally had two. I had to do a couple of on-air interviews last year live, and as we were talking off air about the difference that how quickly that time that you're allotted goes. And that was kind of one of my worries here coming here. It's like, okay, 30 to 45 minutes, however long can we fill this time? But yeah, like this just gone smoothly. And I look at that clock and it's like, holy
flown by, man.
It's been good. And yeah, this is awesome. And like I said, no on-air experience here. It's just, speaking with that passion of the game. And that's one of the things that I hopefully will bring here as we continue on here.
No, I love it. Great stuff, man. Sure. You're smooth. This was awesome. Much. So thank you, Jeremy. Really appreciate the time and look forward to working with you in the future. This is great. This is the Hockey Edmonton Show. I'm YouTube Trev. This is Jeremy Haluschak, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for everything, guys. Leave a like, and see you then.